It seems like, you know, when Pumping Iron came out, that's when a lot of people discovered you. A lot of people realized, who is this guy? Like, he is incredible. He's better than Arnold. He should be beating Arnold. I mean, it was a crazy moment in time for you where everything kind of took off. So leading into you getting invited to Venice, tell me about that.
I worked at a newspaper in Tallahassee, Democrat. I worked in a Democrat.
Okay.
I went in and did an interview for the job. Okay. That's when computers first came out, the big, huge machines.
Oh, yeah.
And all the data comes out the machine on a tape.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in that. I went to that and get the interview. There was no prior way of doing all the things. They just gave me this tape measure with all these holes in the tape. And you had to learn how to do this to read the news, because the news came out in punches on tape. You had to look at that machine, pull a piece of tape off, cut it, and place it with the article, give it to the editor.
Whoa.
And I was able to do that. I was amazed I got the job. Wow. I was like amazed that I got that job. I thought like, wow, there were a lot more educated people. A lot of them were white people. And for me to get that job, that was empowering to me. I got the job. You had to be to work like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And I just dwelled in it because it was such a powerful position to get in, especially a person of color, a black man. You getting that kind of job in that business, and you're the only black person in the company. Yeah. But I got treated very well. It was a great, well-paid job. And I worked there for 10 years. And when I got the letter from Joe Weed, I had wrote Joe Weed and told him, send some pictures. I want, I want to be, Mr. America, Mr. Universe. And he sent me a letter like, come out to California. And I was probably with the company almost like 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Okay. I quit cold turkey. I just left the job.
That awesome job that you had gotten, you just left it.
This was the beginning of a new life. And I got me a round trip ticket from Tallahassee, Florida, where I grew up, to Los Angeles, California. I got to the airport. I didn't even know how to get from the airport. I didn't know anything about it. What do I do? And then finally I got a taxi. Okay. And the taxi only took me to, I think, to the original Gold's. It took me to the original Gold's Gym. I got to the Gold's Gym, stepped out, and I looked in, and the first person I see is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes. And I go, there's Arnold, and I see Franco Columbo, Kenny Waller, and Denny Gable. Yeah. All the guys were there, working out. Yeah. And so I stood outside the gym and watched them for a bit, and then I walked in the gym and I said, my name is Robby Robinson, and I have a letter from Joe Weeder. Everybody started laughing.
They started laughing?
Everybody started laughing at me.
Why?
And I said, I got this letter from Joe Weeder. He asked me to come out and train with the Weeder boys. Yeah. And so I said, how do I get to see Mr. Weeder? And Eddie Giuliani was at the best at this point. And Eddie said, hey, Joe got another sucker.
What?
And I thought, and everyone started laughing from there.
What were all they? Were they all suckers too? They were all there.
Yeah, but see, that they were kind of into the network. They were already there.
In the network. Okay.
You got this young black person coming there saying, I got a letter from Joe Weeder. I mean, it was, like, I was embarrassed, but, what can I do? Right. It goes as he does that all the time, and I got there thinking I'm going to get a contract. Right. And I was told, I don't give blacks contracts. So I had to deal with that fact. People don't realize it. I can share this with you. I slept on top of Gold's Gym for like almost a month.
You slept on top of?
I slept on top of the original Gold's Gym.
Did you really? You slept on top of
I slept on top of Gold's Gym.
Wow.
Are you listening to me?
I am.
I slept on top of Gold's Gym with an overhang. I had plastic over the overhang. Wow. Michael, a guy that I knew was from Florida also, he gave me a blanket and a couple of pillows.
Oh my gosh.
And I slept up there for almost a month and a half.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about what happened after that, but while you were sleeping there, were you training at the gym? You were.
No, I had to kind of get myself in the mix, get myself in. And a guy named Mike Armstrong, who was a teacher at the school here in Los Angeles. And he invited me to stay at his place. That's how I got my self together, got my strength together. If Mike
Yeah.
If Mike bought a steak, I ate a steak. If Mike bought a half a chicken, I ate a half a chicken. He didn't have to do that. You know, I had my little money in my pocket, but not enough to sustain myself. Nor get a hotel because I was expecting a contract.
Well, also, you were there because of your body. And so if you're not able to fuel your body and you're trying to sleep on top of a gym, you're not going to be able to get a contract anyway.
But you know, that was just, sometimes you can do things and not really make plans. I played my move in that played a role in that too.
Yeah.
Because I should have been more prepared for it, not going and living in this dream world.
Well, that's good that you're taking ownership on that. But I also think it's pretty badass that you just went out there and you just went for it.
Yeah. After that, I heard all of that and sleeping up on the roof and.
Okay. It's official.
Feeling bad about myself.
Oh God, for like a month. Yeah.
In my culture, you can't go back home.
Yeah.
And say to your friends, the white man didn't let me do it.
Yeah.
It was racism. You can't go back to my crest and do that.
Yeah.
They said you should have known that already.
Ugh.
Don't even attempt to do this crazy. They didn't have that kind of belief that the world outside of their world cared anything about you. And so I couldn't go back. I had to say, after I'm going to just fight this out. I had to fight it out. And you know what I love about life?
And you did.
Is that you never know what the next moment's going to bring.
No.
You have no clue.
You don't.
And then all of a sudden, I get into the mix with Arnold, Branko, and all the guys.
You did it.
I'm challenged by everybody.
Yeah. I have chills right now.
I know. I'm sitting here sweat running down
oh
my back talking
gosh,
about
me
it.
too.
Right? And I'm looking at these guys wanting to be like the way they were, so I was invited to train with them.
Yeah.
We killed it every day. Twice a day.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
that was like seventh heaven.
Yes.
And I'm seeing my physique change. And then all of a sudden, I think at that point it was one of the top photographers came in. What was his name? I think it was Bill Dobbins.
Bill Dobbins. Okay.
Bill Dobbins was one of the photographers. Bill Dobbins started filming me and taking pictures of me.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I had a photo shoot on Venice Beach by the pit.
Yeah.
And I got this photo shoot with Bill Dobbins.
The legendary photo shoot.
That first photo shot with double by that shot. All of a sudden, I was invited all over the world.
Yeah.
That's the reason I say you never know what the next moment is going to be. You can be at a bad moment in your life, and then it can change on a flash. And all of a sudden, now I'm getting paid $750 to go all over America.
Wow.
To flex.
Wow. That is
show my physique.
So awesome.
I'm sitting there, I'm getting chills.
Oh my God. Well,
I loved it. I thought it was so sexy. All of a sudden now I'm getting $750 and I'm booked.
Yes.
Boom, I can get me an apartment now. Okay, I can buy me some new clothes.
Yes.
I can eat some healthy foods again.
Yes.
And it's just
out of a can.
I just love life. Like, oh yeah. All of a sudden I'm being invited to Europe all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I raised my price to $1,000. And I was booked. And so I was able to save money that way to really establish myself in California. Seriously.